this is going to be how I complete the short rows that I created from my last reminder video. So as you can see, I've got short rows all in here. You can see how it makes that climbing effect. So this will be the back of the sweater. And all of my short rows, I used stitch markers to ensure that I could remember where they were. All of my all of my wrapped stitches are marked with stitch markers, and I know that my wrapped stitch is 1 behind the stitch marker, and 2, the wrapped stitch looks like a purl stitch. So hopefully what I'm about to do will reduce the gap that is usually seen with short rows when you close up the holes, close up the stitches. Not quite sure how to describe that. Worst description ever. But let's just make sure that we don't have gaping holes. Let's put it that way. So what I need to do is knit this entire round and pick up the wrapped part of that stitch that looks like the purl. I need to pick it up and knit it with the actual stitch coming out of it. Okay, here's the first one. Don't need that. First wrapped stitch. So I'm supposed to pick this up, and you can tell it looks like a purl stitch, but that is really, really long. So I'm going to pick up this entire stitch and knit it together with that original stitch. And let's see what it does. Not bad. Let's go to the next one. And before I finish these little stitches, I want to know what it looks like. There we go. So that's what it looks like once it gets picked up. Right there. Not bad. And no holes. Very nice. Okay. Next wrap stitch. I can also read it because it looks like a purl stitch, except it's really, really long. So I'm going to put this up on the needle, and what I'm doing is, and I'm sure it's personal preference, I'm going to take left needle, lift the wrapped stitch, stick the left needle into it from the front. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to knit them together, and let's see if it comes out the same. Yep. And make sure it looks the same after a few stitches. If I'm not mistaken, it's that guy right there. It's kind of at an angle. Yeah, because there's that one. And then there's that one. kind of curious to know if you can go the opposite direction, picking up this stitch, coming from the back versus the front. Just want to know what it would look like. Probably won't like it. It won't even work. Well, no, it looks like it might work. Let's see. Oh no, it worked also. But you got that little bit of a hole. I might leave that one in there just to see. I've gone by 2. Yeah. Looks like you can go either way, from the back or the front. Let's see. So this is a previous one. Now when I pull on that, that's what it looks like. That one's complete. I did 2 stitches and then here's that wrap. When I pull on that, yeah, it looks the same. Maybe a smidge larger hole right in there. But other than that, it looks the same. So it looks like you can go from the back or the front when you close up these stitches. I think personal preference for me is stick to the front. I don't need this. Whoops. I'm gonna have to zoom out because my hands are starting to move around. There. Yeah. There's another wrap stitch. My personal preference, I'm going to go from the front. And then knit them together. Yep, all locked into place. Very nice. Come on, there you go. Oh, come on. There. Okay. Let's see. Okay, because I'm on the opposite side, my wrap stitches are on, they're not behind the stitch marker, they're in front. So, and I can tell because it's got that collar on it, while the next stitch is a knit stitch. And when I compare, you can see that's there. That's a knit stitch. Even on this little guy, it's got a collar, and then after it's a knit stitch. So be mindful, read your stitches even though you have your stitch markers. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing here, and this is going to be very tight. Yeah, because the wrap is really going that way, not this way, like it was on the other side. I'm gonna gently wiggle this. Put that up there. Okay, pop that off. Let's see what that looked like. Yep. Okay, wrap stitch. I'm gonna go up under that collar. I'm just gonna tug at it just a little bit. Keeping the stitch on the left needle. I'm gonna try and slide this wrap right on there. So now it's double. Dig that needle in there without splitting anything. That looks good. And there we go. Tighten it up. Pop that off. And I can see I got that loop in the back, and that's all right. It should go away, I hope. Let's see. A little bit of hand blocking. Yep, it goes away. And looking at all the other stitches, where's the other one? So there's a wrap right there that got resolved. This wrap I resolved, and looking at the back, everything looks like good purl stitches. There's no crazy loops. Let me pull that a little bit more. There we go. Cool. Very nice. Okay. There's another one. And I'm not tugging hard. I'm just trying to get some give in here. Just enough so that I can get that stitch up on the needle. Then I just have to make sure I don't take them both off. Yeah. Okay. Get that off. And that loop in the back should resolve once I give her a little stretch and a little tug. Let's see. Yep, all gone. Okay. There's another wrap. Make sure to hold that one back. Okay, because I do not want them falling off this needle. Wouldn't even know how to fix that if that happened. Okay, don't need that. You can see that loop back there for the purl stitch, the purl side. Let me get a few more stitches going. And let's see if I can see it. It's right there. Yep, and it falls in place. Just don't knit that loop. Stay away from that loop. For sure. Now, why the heck is there a gap right there? Why is that gap there? Let me go back. Wonder why I did that. What I'm doing, I'm pulling on this to try to tighten it up to see if that's what it is. Because that is the wrap stitch right in there that I just resolved. Give that a nice tug. Give that one a good tug and this one, and let's see what it does. There we go, much better. Just make sure that you give your stitches on the opposite side a nice tug so that you don't get any holes or any gaps. I could go back and tighten that one up, but it might block out, and being that this is non-superwash, it might just kind of felt itself together and resolve itself. A part of me wants to be really, really picky and go back and fix that, but another part is like, just let it go. Sometimes you just gotta let stuff go. And I don't consider my knitting to be perfect by any means whatsoever, so I'm going to let it go. Even though in the back of my mind it's kind of driving me nuts right now that I should go back and tighten that up, but I'm not going to. Okay. So that is how I resolved all of the wrapped stitches from my short rows. And I think I'll probably do some quiet knitting with the color work chart that I'm working on. I just can't explain the chart or show the chart whatsoever. Not at all. So, because again, it's a test knit, but I can just have some quiet knitting time and give some reminders on how to work my floats, what works best for this particular project. And I know this looks really, really small, like it'll only fit like a doll, but this is going to stretch a lot, so I should be good. Fingers crossed. I always question patterns. I need to learn to not do that so much, so it better fit when I'm done, and it better fit over my giant old head. Okay, I'm just gonna lock these stitches in and make sure nothing falls off. And then I'll come back and do some quiet color work knitting.